I'm a 29-year-old woman, and my relationship with my mom 55F has always been a mess. She's the kind of person who can't let a problem go without finding someone to blame, and that someone is almost always me. It doesn't matter what the issue is, whether it's something minor like the wrong brand of cereal in the cupboard or something major like a family fight, she always finds a way to turn it back on me. My younger brother, though, he's 25 and basically a saint in her eyes. He's the golden child, the one who can do no wrong. For as long as I can remember, my mom has acted like I'm some kind of curse on the family. When my parents divorced, I was just 12 years old, and even then, she managed to pin it on me. She'd tell anyone who would listen that my difficult attitude made things harder for everyone, conveniently ignoring the screaming matches between her and my dad or the fact that I was just a kid, trying to figure out why my home was falling apart. Things didn't get better as I got older. If anything, they got worse. By the time I was a teenager, my mom had perfected the art of scapegoating. If she forgot to pay a bill and got hit with a late fee, it was because I distracted her. If my brother's grades slipped, it was because I didn't set a good example. If the dog ran away, it was my fault for leaving the gate open, even if I wasn't the one who let the dog out that day. I learned early on that arguing was pointless. She never admitted she was wrong, and fighting back just made her angrier. Recently, things reached a boiling point. Christmas was always a stressful time in our family, but this year was especially bad. I'd been saving up to get gifts for everyone, but money was tight. I could only afford something small for my brother. Nothing extravagant, just a practical gift I knew he'd use. My mom, however, had other ideas. She'd already bragged to the whole family about the amazing gift I'd supposedly bought him. When I explained that I couldn't afford something expensive, she flipped out. Apparently, I was ruining Christmas and letting everyone down. That night, I started thinking about all the times she'd pulled this kind of stunt. Every single family problem, no matter how unrelated to me, somehow became my fault. The missed bills, the arguments, even random things like my aunt not coming to a party, it was always on me. I realized that this wasn't just about Christmas or a bad day. This was a pattern, and it had been going on for years. I wasn't just her scapegoat. I was her punching bag. The breaking point came a week later. My brother had been interviewing for a new job, and when he didn't get it, my mom immediately decided I was the reason. According to her, I distracted him by asking too many questions about the interview process. Never mind that he'd asked for my advice or that I had absolutely nothing to do with the outcome. It was easier for her to blame me than to accept that maybe the job just wasn't a good fit. At first, I wanted to confront her. I wanted to lay everything out and make her see how unfair she was being. But then I realized something. Arguing wouldn't change anything. She wasn't going to suddenly admit she was wrong. Instead, I decided to take a different approach. I started keeping track of everything. Every time she blamed me for something I didn't do. Every time she twisted the truth to make herself look better. Every time she deflected her mistakes onto someone else. It wasn't just for me, either. My brother had grown up hearing the same narrative, that I was the problem and he was the golden child. I don't think he's a bad person, but he spent his whole life being sheltered from the consequences of our mom's behavior. He genuinely believes she's always right because he's never had to question her. If I wanted to break this cycle, I'd need more than just my word against hers. As I started gathering evidence, I noticed a pattern. My mom's behavior wasn't just random, it was strategic. She'd deflect blame whenever she felt cornered, twisting the situation until someone else, usually me, looked like the villain. And the rest of the family? They went along with it. My dad, my cousins, even my aunts and uncles, they all stayed silent, either because they didn't want to cause conflict or because they'd been manipulated into thinking she was right. I wasn't sure how far I'd take this plan, but one thing was clear, I wasn't going to sit back and let her